to feel the warmth, the real of confusion, that space could I play. Tell me, is something eluding you, sunshine? Is this not what you expected to see? If you want to find out what's behind these cold eyes, you'll just have to claw your way through this disguise.
Afghanistan as part of Op Athena. That was in 2008, and then I deployed to Iraq in 2015 as part of Op Impact, and then I also deployed to Africa in 2018 as part of what was it, Op Presence. In total, 17 months total between the three tours. I would say the being away from family is probably the hardest thing about being deployed. You're trained to be on your own, so you can deal with that, and you can deal with the hardships that come along with it. But being away from family is probably the hardest part. War is it's a fickle beast. It's one of those things that you train for, and then you go to it. Like you go to your tour. You hate it the whole time you're there, and then once you get home, you wish you could go back. It's you go through a lot of emotions on a tour. I mean, you get there, you're super anxious and you're excited and you're kind of afraid of what's going to happen, and then I would say halfway through the tour, you start to get a little lazy because you get used to the operations, you get used to being where you are. And then near the end of the tour, you just kind of adopt an attitude, kind of the same you would at home. You just, it's what it is. And then you come home and you realize that it's all over and you wish you could go back and do it all over again. Yeah.
The boy change it. What if this whole crusade's a charade, and behind it all there's a price to be paid for the blood which we died, justified in the name of the holy and the divine? Just how deep do you believe? Will you fight the hand that feeds? Will you chew until it bleeds? Can you get up off your knees? Are you brave enough to see? Do you wanna change it? So naive, I keep holding on to what I wanna believe. Now I can see, 'cause I keep holding on and on and on and on. Will you fight the hand that feeds you? Will you stay down on your knees? Will you fight the hand that feeds you? Will you stay down on your knees? Will you fight the hand that feeds you? Will you stay down on your knees? Will you fight the hand that feeds you? Will you stay down on your knees? Will you fight the hand that feeds you? Will you stay down on your knees? Will you fight the hand that feeds you? Will you stay down on your knees? Will you fight the hand that feeds you? Will you stay down on your knees? Will you fight the hand that feeds you? Will you stay down on your knees?
This is Mr. Ozzy Seiler, who was a child war refugee from Germany during World War II. He goes to our church and is willing to be interviewed. Thank you for your time, Mr. Ozzy.
Which war were you involved in, and when and how long?
Well, we were after the war, World War II. After World War II was ended, 1945, that's when our trouble started. Because we were in Poland, but when the war was over, all of a sudden the Germans were hated because of Hitler's doing. It was payback time, so we weren't personally involved in the war, though my dad was in the army. We suffered the consequences of war.
What are some of the most difficult things during that time that you had to endure?
Being separated from family, not knowing where they were. Being at that age, I guess I don't remember a lot. I remember how stressed mother was. I would see her praying by her bedside. That impressed me forever.
What can you tell us to those such as us who's never experienced?
Oh, I said never experienced war?
Yeah.
Pray that you don't have to experience it. And when you do, when you get over and it's over and done, forgive the people. That's important. It's important for us. I remember when I had my business, Polish people came to me to work, and I remember I hired 2 of them because I felt it wasn't really their fault what the war does, just like it wasn't my fault for what we suffered. It was the government, whoever is in charge. They're the one that have to blame. Most people aren't to blame, not even the soldiers. They just go by command. So yeah, to forgive.
Take it back, me to wear strings of red. I want to stay here, sleep in my own bed. Need all your love, long blonde hair. Don't let them take me. Take it back, take it back. Take that thing right out here. Take it back, take it back. Take that thing right out here. Right away, far away. Take that thing right out here. I got this great need that needs to stay alive. Not ashamed of my creed, I've got to survive. So come on, baby, don't go away. Just let them say before. Break it down, take it back, take it back. Take that thing right out here. I got this great need that needs to stay alive. Not ashamed of my creed, I've got to survive. So come on, baby, don't go away. Just let them say rainy day, take it back, take it back. Take that thing right out of here. Take it back, take it back. Take that thing right out here. Right away, far away. Take that thing right out here. I got this great need that needs to stay alive. Not ashamed of my creed, I've got to survive. So come on, baby, don't go away. Just let me say before. Rainy day, take it back, take it back. Take that thing right out of here. Company, always on the run. Destiny is the rising sun. Oh, I was born, 6 gun in my hand. Behind the gun, I make my final stand. Hey, that's why they call me bad company. I can't deny. Bad company till the day I die. Till the day I die. Till the day I die. Rebel souls, deserters we are cold. Chose a gun and threw away the sun. Now these towns, they all know our name. 6 gun sound is our claim to fame. I can hear them say bad company, and I can't deny.
Hi, my name is Keel,
Hi, my name is Nadia,
and I'm one of the drummers,
and I am one of the vocalists here in our rock class.
and I worked with Nadia to interview her dad about his experience in the Vietnam War.
He has spent his first 10 years of his life in Vietnam, and he is willing to share his story with all of us.
Thank you, Mr. Nguyen, for your participation, and I hope you all enjoy. Thank you.
I was in Vietnam during the U.S. Vietnam War. Well, the war ended in 1976. I was born in 1969. So, yeah, I got 7, 8 years. But a lot of it, obviously, I was too young to remember. But as a child, I can remember some aspect of the war. It was constantly moving around. I remember that we would always have to move from town to town as the bombing and the fighting was happening. So that was scary. Not so much for me as a kid, but I can sense that the adults were always panicking and running and crying, hearing the bomb siren going off. And so whenever there's planes dropping bombs nearby, the siren would give us a warning, and we would run down to bomb shelters. So my mom would carry me running into the bomb shelter, panicking. So I can sense just the fear and the panic of all the people around. It was also very difficult to see adults, parents crying because their family members, they got the news that their son, daughter, or family members killed during the war. And yeah, and also hearing families getting separated from north and south, that they can't see each other. Well, war is horrible, obviously. A lot of pain, suffering. Nobody ever wins. Nobody ever wins from a war. I mean, we do see movies that glorify war, glorify the military, and while it's necessary, the tragedies of war is something that you cannot grasp unless you actually live through it or been there. It's very, very ugly, very sad.
cilia, so if you give them a quick, short, sharp shock, they won't do it again. Dig it? I mean, he got off lightly. I could have given him a thrashing, but I only hit him once. It was only a difference of opinion, but really, I mean, good manners don't cost nothing, do they?
할아버지는 어떤 전쟁이랑 관련돼 있으셨어요?
나는 1945년 7월 달에 출생을 했는데 한 달 후가 세계 제2차 대전 때 일본이 패망함으로 인해서 세계 제2차 대전 끝마무리를 경험을 했고 또 그로부터 5년 후인 1950년에 한국 전쟁이 시작이 됐는데 그때는 내 나이가 5살, 그러니까는 약 3년 동안의 6.25 한국 전쟁을 한 3년 동안 경험을 했지.
네. 그러면 전쟁을 경험하지 못한 사람들을 위해 하실 말씀이나 나누고 싶은 경험이 있나요?
그때의 경험은 전쟁은 너무나 비참하고 또 모든 사람의 생명과 물자와 재산과 모든 것을 파괴시키는 아주 인류의 가장 나쁜 그러한 전쟁이 아니었나 하는 그런 생각이 드네.
Some folks are born made to wave the flag. Ooh, they're red, white, and blue.
circled to stop and consider, and centered on the pavement, stacked up, all the trucks jacked up, and our wheels in slush and orange crush in pocket. And all this here, country, hell, any country, I was remembering, and I was just in a different country. And all that this whirly-bird that I headed for, I had my goggles pulled off. I knew it all, I now knew every back road and every truck stop.
So the war I was involved in is the Rhodesian Bush War is what it's called. So the war was started in 1970 and it finished in 1980. And it was a war that came out of the decolonization of Africa. So I was what was called an agri kid. So I was an agriculture kid. I was a kid that was left on an estate. We were fairly constantly under attack. My father was in charge of intelligence. He worked for the internal affairs of Rhodesia. Most Rhodesians don't want to admit that it was a terrible war that should never have been fought. It was brutal, really, truly brutal. And it was all about restricting who could vote and who could own land.
What were some of the struggles that you had to endure personally?
Well, I have post-traumatic stress disorder, early childhood post-traumatic stress disorder, because I was exposed to a lot of very terrible things. Oh, that's one of the things I have to live with, is I shot somebody when I was 5, and I also got shot. So I have a bullet wound that you can feel here that just traced straight across my. We lived in compounds, so big barbed fences, broken glass on the ridges and the top, so if anybody was trying to climb over, they would cut themselves, that sort of thing. Lots of landmines everywhere. In fact, my father had the entire Mozambique border with Rhodesia landmined, and they're still there today, killing people. It was an extremely dangerous time, and lots of men, women, and children were murdered and killed. I know my father poisoned a well that killed an entire village. It was terrible. They call it a guerrilla war. I don't think guerrillas are in any way that inhuman or as vicious.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Spend my time in statistic on a government chart. There has to be an invisible sun to everyone. There has to be an invisible sun. It gives us hope when the whole day's done. It's dark all day and it glows all night. Factory smoke and acetylene light. I face the day with my head caved in, looking like something that the cat brought in. There has to be an invisible sun. It gives its heat to everyone. There has to be an invisible sun. It gives us hope when the whole day's done. And they're only gonna change this place by killing everybody in the human race. They would kill me for a cigarette, but I don't even wanna die just yet. There has to be an invisible sun. It gives heat to everyone. There's gotta be an invisible sun. It gives us hope when the whole day's
I've struggled a lot with understanding how good men and women can do terrible things, and that was one of my biggest problems, I think. And also, I had amnesia for the first 15 years of my life, and I couldn't remember anything. So anything I did remember, I went and I searched for answers, because of course I was told that it was a righteous war and a bunch of stuff which is all complete baloney. So I had to come to terms with the fact that my mother and father were pretty bloody evil, and that the war that was fought was completely unjust. And then I had to deal with the memories, because I fought to get my memories back. But as I got my memories back, I realized just how atrocious it was and how terrible. The dehumanization of people, the stuff that the good guys, the white guys, did was unbelievable. And this is the thing, is this violence begets violence. But what happened was that special forces were sent in there, like British and American, that couldn't admit that they were there. I actually came across, found a British SAS who had served there, who'd actually saved me as a kid. And he named his child after me, Kate, which was pretty neat. What are the difficult things for me to endure? I think as a child, I had to come to the realization that my parents were evil. So I left at a young age. And also, it's just living with those memories and feeling a sense of guilt. Feeling a sense of, how do you make any of that right? You know, when you've seen people that look like you and talk like you and they're doing these terrible things, it's really hard to come to terms with. I always say about war, I'm like, nobody wins. The war is not about winning. War is just losing less. when I say it was a brutal war, I'm not kidding. The things that were done in those 10 years defy belief.
Hello, this is Saint Lee and Anna Jang from the Rockademy class. Would you introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Youngja Chong, and I'm 82 years old. I live by myself now, and I have 2 sons and 2 daughters-in-law as my family. During Korean War, I had my parents and 2 younger siblings. I lived in Yeongnam, Jeollanam-do.
How old were you and how were you involved?
I was a senior in elementary school, which is a very young age. I could hardly study in school because of the war. I still remember the day when the North Korean soldiers took both my father and my uncle. My father was fortunately let go, but they attacked my uncle overnight and his body was thrown to the field. It became an extreme trauma to my family.
Have you ever gotten any support or help from the government during and after the Korean War?
No, not at all. They didn't even protect us from the North Korean soldiers. Not only they didn't protect us, but they also kept their eyes on us just in case we secretly team up with the North Korean soldiers.
What can you tell those of us who have never experienced war before?
After someone experiences a war, that becomes the cruelest and unforgettable memory in life, and the traumas are devastating to experience. So, always remember to appreciate and be proud of your country and the safety you have right now.
Today, Dorothy and I are interviewing Susan Wang, who is a refugee in the Cambodian Genocide.
The war began in 1975 when Miss Wang was only 5 years old. It lasted for 4 years, and this is her story.
5 family members in my house passed away during the first year of the war. That was my grandfather, father, my older sister, younger sister, and my uncle. I was crying all the time because of starvation. They gave us congee, but no rice, just soup. We had to pick up the wild flowers, wild vegetables, and put in the soup to fill our stomachs. And one by one, people pass away. In the 4th year, the Vietnamese army came and set us free. So during the fighting period, we were just hiding in a cave and then listening to the bomb flying all the time. I couldn't feel too much. As long as we had food to eat for that day, we feel very happy. Or if we can run away from the danger. We never thought of too much. Now I learned to be the most grateful person. So when I look back, I never regretted or feel pity for myself that I went through all those hardships, because those hardships make who I am today. I see life in Canada, especially when I come to know Jesus, life is more meaningful. When I see your generation, my children, I see they are very, very blessed.
Wait until the war is over and we're both a little older. The unknown soldier. Make a grave for the unknown soldier, nestled in your hollow shoulder. The unknown soldier. Breakfast with the news is read. Television, children fed. Bullet strikes the helmet's head.
My name is Iya Muremie, originally from the Democratic Republic of Congo. I've been in Canada for 14 years this year. I am a registered nurse and I have a family. What wars I was involved in? I will start that many wars that I experienced. When we used to live in Rwanda, my family, my dad and my parents, they used to work in Rwanda. And then there was a big war that lasted 4 years. And the culmination of that war was the 1994 genocide. Basically, the war started in 1990. It lasted for 4 years until the culmination in 1994. Probably over 1 million people were killed. During that war, I lost a lot of my classmates. I lost a lot of my neighbors. These were young people. I remember I saw this neighbor, this friend, get killed. I can say that a big number of my classmates I lost contact with, and I assume that they died. So during the genocide, I can say that we were very, very lucky because we were able to escape. We went back to the Congo where we originally come from. We were there for school and for work. The journey from Rwanda, Kigali to back home in Goma was very, very difficult with a lot of shootings and bombs and roadblocks, a lot of militias asking for money, asking for young men to go fight. We were able to escape that by giving them money. My parents lost everything, especially money that they had in the bank, but grateful that we were alive.
Gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. And feels the bodies burning as the war machine keeps turning. Death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh Lord, yeah. Now in darkness, world stops turning. Ashes where their bodies burning. No more war pigs have the power. Hand of God has struck the hour. Day of judgment, God is calling. On their knees, the war pigs crawling. Begging mercies for the sand. Satan laughing spreads his wings. Oh Lord, yeah.
Hi, my name's Elise.
And I'm Sarah.
And today we interviewed my great Oma about her experiences in the war.
Okay.
Hi, Oma.
No.
What war were you involved in?
Well, Second World War. Yeah.
And where did you live during that?
I lived in a big city, the harbor city of Rotterdam. And I was 11 years old. And one morning, I thought, what's going on? I heard noises outside, and then my dad thinking, oh, it's war. I had no clue what war would be, but I didn't have to go to school. I like that. Anyway, here, the Germans dropped down from the sky from everywhere, and they came to Rotterdam, and in the afternoon, on the 5th day, there came the big planes and they bombed the heart of Rotterdam. Anyway, the bomb fell beside the bakery, a big one, and the houses were row houses, so all those houses went down, and all dust flew, and I thought that the world came to an end, because I was only an 11-year-old girl. Because the Germans had to feed their army, and they took a lot of our food. And on the end of the 5th year, there was the hunger winter. No more food came in the cities. A lot of people died. That's about it.